Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. I'm going to be just feeling into the energy right now. I'm going to do all of this kind of live and in front of you, so I don't know what's going to come through. I'm actually not even sure which guides I'm using yet, but we'll find out. I have 5 different Oracle, well actually, I have 4 Oracle card decks and I have 1 tarot deck. I don't know if we're using all of them or what. I have some Amanda Ellis sprays that Metatron chose. I'm going to start off by clearing the energy. There's a client of mine who gave me this and I love it and I'm still figuring out how to use it properly. It's actually hard to show it to you guys because now I have to hold my arm up like really high. Let's go ahead and clear the energy. Okay, let's see what spray. Do you want me to use sprays? How many? 3? This one? What else do you want to start off with? That's a weird combo, Metatron. Okay, we're gonna... You probably can't read the label, but this is for the crown chakra. So this is silver crown chakra. This is lavender soul star chakra. So we're talking about crown chakra and we're talking about the chakra above that, 6 to 12 inches above your head, depending on, I don't know, probably depending on how tall you are, to be honest. Okay, let's open up the crown chakras first, in case you have any blockages there. And part of me wonders, I'm like, is this for me so that I can channel better? Or is this really for you guys? I don't know. Let's do that again. There we go. Okay. So we're just making sure the crown chakra and the soul star chakra are clear. I'm going to go ahead and use the pure white light download, which is the equivalent of divine light. And we're just going to bring that down through the chakras. Okay, and I'm assuming we're going to use the other ones later. All right. Metatron, are you doing... Is it always going to be you the whole time? Okay, I'm going to just be channeling Metatron. That should be easier. Which card deck do you want? He wants the tarot cards. So this is the deck I'm going to be using. I actually love it. The Magical Nordic Tarot. I love it. The major arcana cards are really beautiful. The minor arcana cards are really boring. I can go ahead and just go through it like I normally do. And I never fully learned tarot, so I don't have all the meanings memorized. But I do have the book, so I'll be able to look at the book to see what the purpose is, and then I'll be able to channel more details from there. So he's already picked, I think, 4 cards, and I'm just going through the deck. I'm just going to pick all the cards, this one, 5, pick all the cards he wants, and then we'll take a look. So I'm just trying to feel into the energy right now, and also just trying to get any messages that would benefit us as a group. So let's see what comes through. Okay. So I have lots of cards here. Do I need to go in order? Just whatever order I want? Okie dokie. Actually, I remember why I like these cards so much. Look at the bottom. The bottom gives me a hint about what it's about. So I might be able to go off of that, unless Metatron tells me otherwise. Ace of Wands. He wants me to look up the meaning. Below it, it says New Adventures. New Adventures. Let's see what we got in here. So anytime you have a 1, it's the beginning of something or new something. Let's see. Ace of Wands. Creativity, spiritual wisdom, travel energy. Okay, yeah. So there's a lot of energy going on right now for different reasons. This is a whole lot about the planets and how they are aligning. This is a whole lot about the portal that opened during the eclipse that's going to be pushing out energies for the next 6 months. This is also about what year we're in. It's an 8 year, the number 8, which is standing for abundance. We have a lot of dragon energy that is present with us this year in order to make that abundance throughout the year available. This is a call to new beginnings. It's like a, how do you say that, Metatron? It's like he's announcing to the world, like, this is a good time. This is a good time to start a business or to start a new creative hobby or start writing a book or anything. New adventures. Like, this is a great time to have fresh energy moving through your life. Don't do the same old, same old. You know, you always do this on the weekend and you always do this in the morning, and spice it up. Try something different that you don't normally do, that maybe you've always wanted to do, or maybe that you haven't done in a long time but you really like it. We've got 9 of Swords, mental conflict. So swords tend to represent thoughts. The 9 of Swords. Okay, fear, anxiety, recuperation. The 9 of Swords symbolizes the dark night of the soul. It represents a time when your mind becomes your enemy and negative thoughts follow you around like shadows. Okay, so we all go through this throughout our lives, but we can choose how deep we go with it. So when you know, something's going on in your physical world and you start to have a reaction and your thoughts start to freak out, you start to have fear and you start to have anxiety and you start to have thoughts that are making you fearful and making you anxious, you can choose when you interrupt your thoughts. You can choose if you stop your thoughts early on and correct them and say, no, 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 I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole. It's not going to help me. I'm going to focus on what I can control. I'm going to focus on right now. I'm not going to think ahead. I'm not going to look backwards in the past. I'm only going to look at right now and what I control. So you can choose to do that right up front and reduce your suffering. Or if you don't take control of your thoughts take control of you. And at some point, they get so big that it can become really unbearable if your fear and your anxiety starts going out of control and nobody's stopping that train. It can cause a lot of suffering. So just be mindful that ultimately you control what you focus on. So if what you're focused on is making you nervous, anxious, stressed out, ask yourself, am I thinking about something that's happening right now? Or am I thinking about something that I fear is going to happen? Or something that's already happened that I'm afraid of happening again? Ask yourself if what you're thinking about is making your situation better. If it's not helping your mental health, I don't know that thinking about it is the right choice. as human beings, we put a lot of value on our thoughts, and our thoughts can really destroy our sense of peace. If we're not monitoring, checking, and controlling what thoughts we allow to stay in our mind, then we're not evolving. We're still in 3D. If thoughts are ruling us and emotions are ruling us, we're still in 3D. We have to become more conscious, and we have to start taking control of ourselves in order to steer ourselves in a better direction. Because no matter what, we are stuck in these 3D bodies with a mind that likes to think, that likes to worry about survival. So we have that scenario no matter what. We are in this scenario in order to learn how to master it, how to master our thoughts. So we're here for a purpose. It's hard, but this is what we've come to do. Oh, this is Six of Wands, success. Well, that's a nice card to get. I kind of want to like flip through all of these. Oh, look at, okay. Now I'm going to just be nosy and look at the cards and then show you guys. Okay, tell me these are the cards you want to see when you're pulling tarot cards. We got Six of Wands, success. We've got Six of Pentacles, gifts. We have the Sun, happiness. So there's a lot of opportunity right now in the energy, but we have to open up our perspective in order to see it. If we're stuck in our thoughts, if we're stuck in worries, we're not going to see the opportunities to move forward. We're going to be consumed with the old way, the 3D way. Yeah, look at this. The time that we're in right now, it's like a pregnant woman. It says nurture. This is the Empress. It's fertility. It's abundance. It's things coming to fruition. It's springtime kind of energy, where the flowers are blooming. Let me see. This is the Magician card. It says mastery. What Metatron says is that for the Magician card, you are like a magician. You can create your world. You can build what you want. You have the power. You have the resources. You just have to put the intention into action, right? Have the intention, put it into action. Now you're the magician of your life. Knight of Cups. I want to look this one up. It says dreamer, but I feel like I need to pull this one up. Emotion, love, loyalty, fairness. I'm just going to read this to you. The King of Cups is the voice of reason. He is the wise, rational, and compassionate father figure or trusted friend who strikes the perfect balance between empathy and objectivity. His discernment, integrity, and good judgment are cherished by those around him, and he thrives on helping others while maintaining healthy boundaries. He often represents a teacher, spiritual advisor, or friend who will help and guide you. In a reading, he signifies the need to control your emotions. There could be some conflict around you. Stay calm. These storms will soon pass and the sun will rise again. So how they described this, the King of Cups, is very much Metatron. He's like, he is the voice of reason, and he's the teacher, and he's the spiritual guidance and the father figure. But it's talking about emotions. And we were just talking about the need to control your thoughts, because if you control your thoughts, you control your emotions. All your emotions start off as thoughts. You may or may not be consciously aware of that. You may just be like, I'm sad. I'm mad. But there was a thought or several thoughts that preceded that emotion. So start getting in tune with what's going on in your head. What are you telling yourself in there? Because if you control your thoughts, your emotions will never get themselves out of control. It's one that leads to the other. It's out of control thoughts that become out of control emotions that become out of control behaviors. So pay attention to your thoughts. Instead of worrying, use your thoughts to dream, to imagine, to be creative. Switch all that energy into a focus that's going to yield something. You know that saying where worrying is like sitting on a rocking chair. It's like you're moving, you're doing something, but you're getting nowhere. You're just in the rocking chair, right? If you use all that energy and you make something, now you're moving forward. Now you're changing your future and you're changing your past. So get away from being stuck in your head and channel more into your 3D reality, even if it's like singing or writing. Queen of Swords, we have the power. We have the power to control what we choose. Ooh, another queen. Queen of Cups. So this is about emotions again. And about, they use the word kindness. I wonder what else is in here. So Queen of Cups, sensitivity, purity, family, serenity. She is the Queen of Hearts, kind, caring, and full of compassion. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She's like a motherly figure. Here's what I want to say about this. So we were talking about controlling our emotions, right? Controlling our emotions where we're not letting thoughts and emotions decide how we behave, how we think, how we feel. We can have these thoughts come up. It doesn't mean we have to leave the thoughts in our minds. At the same time, you do not want to suppress your emotions. You want to learn how to change your perspective. So if you are angry right now, you're very, very, very angry. You have so much anger. We're not saying, oh, control your anger, suppress it. That's not what you want to do. That's going to cause more problems. Emotions need to flow in and out of the body, or else they become kind of like toxic, poisonous stuff that is not good for us on an energetic level and on a physical level. You want to make sure that you're not suppressing your emotions. So if you have all that anger, what you want to do is you want to start looking at the root cause of that. Okay, so why am I angry? Well, this person did this. Okay, now keep digging. Well, why does this person doing what they did make you angry? Well, it makes me feel like this. Okay, so now you're getting somewhere, right? So when this person does this behavior, it makes me feel not important, or whatever the answer is. And so it's looking at that wound of not feeling important in order to tell yourself the truth about it and do what you can to heal that wound. So you don't feel important. So you tell yourself the truth, which is you are important. And that the other truth is that, well, do you want me to say? Okay. I'm like clarifying with them. The other truth is that most likely that other person is not trying to make you feel not important. Most likely that's not what they want to communicate. Most likely they have their own wounds and triggering, and they are responding based on that. And like we all do, right? We're all kind of in our own universes based on our wounds. So it's just digging a little bit deeper with it and addressing what the root cause is, instead of always pointing the finger and going, well, but they did this. That person said that. That person did this. You know, of course I'm going to react this way. It's like, okay, in order to evolve past this, we have to dig deeper, and we have to take responsibility for how we respond or how we react. We don't want to react. So if you have an emotional response, you don't want to react based on your emotional response. You want to get to a point where in a perfect world, the whole time you would have a higher perspective so that you wouldn't feel triggered. But realistically, you're probably going to feel triggered. So let's just go off of that. Let's say you feel triggered by whatever someone's done. You need to just take some deep breaths and kind of pull back your perspective and go, okay, I'm really mad, but let's just try to look at this from a higher perspective, and I'm going to keep breathing because I don't want to act from a place of emotion. I need to level my emotions out before I respond, so that I respond in the way I want to and I don't just react. All right, Metatron, do you want to do... Okay. Metatron gave me like all these crazy card decks. This one is not crazy. The last one was not crazy. I have some other ones that are crazy. Gratitude Oracle. So a lot of talk about controlling our thoughts, controlling our emotions, which is fair because, you know, 3D world, this is the major battle for us, is managing thoughts and feelings. And honestly, even if it wasn't a 3D world, that's the end goal, right? That's how this one, that's how Ascended Masters ascended. They learned to master their thoughts and master their feelings. And there's nothing about it that's easy. This is not a lazy man's task. This is the real deal. It takes lots and lots and lots and lots of lifetimes to figure it out. And sometimes you're gonna respond in a way that you're like, oh, that was pretty good. I did better. And you know, the next week you're gonna respond and you're gonna go, okay, I just totally reverted back to the old me. This is natural. We're human beings. Our progress is not in a straight line. So don't beat yourself up over not having progress in a straight line. Okay, I'm just asking him if he wants these cards in a certain order. He says no. So I'm just going to show them to you, whatever I pulled out. Kind-hearted. So again, do you want me to yeah. Okay, hold on. He wants us to use a spray. You know what? This feels a lot like this. I was going to say this session. This video is really about relationships, is what this feels like. Because this is the Archangel Uriel Healing and Connection Spray. So this can really support your relationship to other people, your relationship to your guides. But because he gave me this, and because of the messages that are coming through, and higher heart chakra. So higher heart chakra is a chakra that I see as being in front of your body. Other people will tell you it's above your heart chakra. I'm going to tell you it's in front of your heart chakra. The higher heart chakra is like the divine version of the heart chakra. Like your heart chakra that you have inside your physical body. Like, you know, it gets angry, it gets hurt, it wants to close off. It acts like a human, right? Your higher heart chakra, if it's able to function and flow and doesn't have any blocks in it, your higher heart chakra is like full of like divine light and pure love. So your higher heart chakra loves everybody. Your higher heart chakra is like, oh, it's another soul. Yes, I love them. I love them so much. Everybody, all the time. And so that is the level of love that we are trying to get to. I don't know that any of us will. I don't know if any of us will do that in this lifetime. But man, I remember being a little kid and I was like that. I remember I was a little kid and I was like, ooh, everybody, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then they'd give me reasons not to love them, right? But, you know, when I was little, you accept everybody, you love everybody, you want to be around it. Well, this was me as a little kid. This doesn't have to be you. This was my experience. Okay, so I think we're trying to, okay. We're also going to use Love and Light Activation Sanat Kumara spray. And I just want to spray this because I love the way it smells. Yeah. There are some heart wounds that need to clear out, my friends. Ooh, look at this. I was just talking about this. Enthusiasm. We want our heart to be enthusiastic about loving other people. But of course, we've had all these experiences that makes the heart like, no, I'm not enthusiastic about this. I want to like, the heart starts getting nervous, right? The heart is like, okay, well, it didn't go well when I did this. It didn't go well this. And so now it starts really limiting what it will accept and what it wants to be involved in. Because it doesn't want to get hurt. Yeah, here we go. Tears. You don't want to get hurt. But the part of us that wants to be like an ascended master and that wants to move forward on this spiritual journey has to be able to transmute all of the hurt and to see the bigger purpose for all of the suffering. And so it's like a full circle thing. And so if you're stuck in the hurt, you're only partway through your circle. You need to get the rest of the way through that revolution to close out that cycle where you learn how it benefited you to go through that hurt. And that's hard. It's really hard. And honestly, like my mind is extremely resistant to doing that. I hate doing that because sometimes you just want to be in your hurt. And you're like, no, this is a bad thing. This is never a good thing. I'm not going to pretend I find something beautiful in this thing I don't like. And it's not the thing that happened to you that has to be beautiful. It's the possibility for personal growth. And what that personal growth is, that's the beautiful thing. The thing that happened isn't beautiful. But what you choose to do with it can be beautiful. We have an imagination card. I'm just looking at all these pictures. There's like angelic energy on here, magic energy on here, beautiful locations on earth kind of energy. It's using the power of your mind to focus in on anything you want, really. Your imagination is actually your power to connect with divine spaces and the spiritual world. So imagination isn't like, oh, I'm daydreaming about XYZ. I mean, it might be, but it's that same tool that will give you access to your guides. And they can give you access to a whole lot of things. Some of you might be at some kind of crossroads in a relationship. So I have one card that says companionship. It might be romantic, it might not. It might be a family member, might be a coworker or job. Yeah, that's funny that he's calling it a job when it says companionship. But there might be some kind of relationship between you and another person or you and a group that you're kind of at a crossroads with. And you're trying to make a decision whether or not you want to keep moving on that same path or if you want to take a completely different path. Look at this. Contemplation. Think about it, right? Think about it. Let me see what else these cards say. Now I'm kind of like, he's giving advice here. So he's saying, really think about it. Be patient. So what he's, oh my gosh, look at these cards. These are ridiculous. This is the last card, assessment. So think about it. Give it some time. And make sure you're assessing it correctly. Because what he's making me feel like is some of us might be trying, and this won't be everybody, so I hate to give a general thing, but what he's making me feel like is some of us are ready to pull the plug on something, and it's because we're not willing to do the work. There's nothing how do I say that? Sometimes we keep coming up against the same problem in life. And so we'll get in different relationships, or we'll have different friendships, and the same type of struggle keeps popping up. And it really has nothing to do with whoever the other person is. This struggle keeps coming up because it's the way that you are meant to learn a lesson. So if you pull out of whatever dynamic this is, because you're like, it's too hard, it's not working, you're avoiding the lesson, and then the next person, the next friend, or the next partner, or the next job, you're going to come across it again. Because you still haven't learned that lesson, because what needs to happen is a change on the inside, not so much a change on the outside. So use your discernment with this message, because if you are in a relationship or a friendship or a job or something, and you're like, no, this is like really toxic, use your judgment. You know what's best for you. But for those of you, there is at least somebody out there that this message was for, or he wouldn't have brought it through. So just decide if that one was for you or not. I don't want to promote people staying in toxic relationships. That's not definitely not what I want to do. Okay, anything else? Okay, so this is it. These are the messages he wanted to pull through. He had me a little bit scared because I had all these other oracle card decks that are like the ones he pulls out when things are crazy. Okay, so this is it. If you saw something in one of the cards and you were like, ooh, there was another meaning there. She didn't get that, but I saw that. Go ahead and post it in the comments, because every reader is different. And sometimes you see things that are just for you. So any messages that you got from these cards that I didn't see, didn't get, keep that in you, because you saw it that way for a reason. That's a message for you. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.